You're printing.
Hey, should we see the receipts again? Should we see? Let's see the receipts again. All right, guys, if you're on this second right now, make sure you have a little good screenshot about Roms because he ain't hiding today. He ain't hiding.
I be Luton 3-0 ain't for everybody, man. Ain't for everybody, man. You know what I mean? Ain't for everybody.
Oh my God.
I was told it's just Luton. I was told it was just Luton and that Jackson and that. You know what I'm saying?
4-0 prediction. 3 points already. Man, them were talking like they were above us already. You know? Oh yeah, we're going above you. You'll be third tomorrow. You'll be third by your game tomorrow.
He went straight in. He went straight in, Robs. I can't lie.
John, I'm going to be shameless though. You at home, innit? We were away. It was a bit tough. It was windy. You know what I mean? The picture at the...
It's a bit tough over there, them sides, yeah?
Well, we go straight into it, yeah? It wasn't acceptable.
We don't need excuses, G.
Listen, no, I'm not going to give you any excuses. 1-1 against Luton is not acceptable. I can't lie, George Meany streamed earlier. I said it'll be 3-0. 4-0, actually. I thought we will whitewash these lot. You can't blame me for thinking that. Our attack's been scintillating. They're Luton Town. Come on, Kenilworth Road, bro. They don't even have a proper stand. I was disrespecting them. I have to hold it. I have to hold my corn. But I thought we would better them. I honestly thought we would better them. I want to get corn as well because my striker's just not putting the ball in the back of the net. That miss.
What'd you call him? What'd you call him on Twitter?
Miss Nuva, it means man 9 in Spanish, innit? But I don't even say it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
But chat to me about Nunez. Let's be real, though. That's what I
was gonna ask. I know it's a funny footballer. It's so funny, man. Brothers.
Oh my word! When I tell you now, Roms, I don't. You know what? I don't even know where to start with you, because I have to put an apology out to Luton Town fans. I think that we've got like 1 or 2 in here. I said rubbish them off.
There's a lot that live near Newcastle.
Yeah, I know. I said I rubbish them off, innit? And I thought, what's the point in the league? You know what? They proved a point to me today. They proved a big point to me today, thinking, you know what? This team could be a real annoyance. They could be a real annoyance. Yeah, and it will be hard for them to stay up, in my opinion, because I think their attack lets them down. But boy, they played their hearts out against you today.
You know what it is, yeah? It karma hit me because I've said, we know that cliche saying, there's no result given. Anyone can beat anyone in a day. I said from the start of the season, Luton and Sheffield, home and away, I don't want to hear that. You should be beating them, especially the top 6 teams, right? And I had to eat my words. They were excellent today. If I'm having it right, they implemented their game plan. And we were poor. Yeah, we had chances on chances, but end of the day, this draw feels like a loss. There's Liverpool fans saying, "At least we didn't lose." Excuse me, bro. A draw is as bad as a loss against Luton. I think we need to beat this. It's Luton Town. Big up their win, but we need to actually compare the club now. It is Luton Town. We should not be drawing there at all. The one thing I won't have though is there's certain fans saying we didn't deserve at least a point. Yeah, cool. We should win the game. But to say you haven't deserved a point, we were all over them. So to say, Luton deserved to win that game, that's why I'm going to say, keep your lid in it a bit. Like, you're doing a bit.
But wouldn't you say then, in that, I don't know, because on that, to your standards, the way I would look at it with City sometimes, it's like there's certain games where, although we've had more possession and we've had, ultimately, if we can't kill off a game against certain oppositions, I'm like, we don't deserve a point out of that. Like, being real, you weren't good. Like, again, Arsenal, people can talk about the decisions for Arsenal, yeah? But the truth, like, in Arsenal's statement, which I know we'll get onto later, they say something like, also, we would like to say we really appreciate the players' performance yesterday. And for me, I'm like, like your players' performance was not good enough. And for me, Liverpool's performance today, I'd probably say wasn't good enough, bro. Like, they didn't deserve a point because you should do better.
I hear it from that perspective, but it was opposite to what we're used to. Normally, even if we play poor, we're still clinical and we've got out of jail for our attack. If anything, our attack was the worst department today. Jota had a clear chance where he should have opened his body up, put it near post. Nunez was supposed to be a Nunez, transferred it over the top. He's controlled. You know what? He did all the hard parts right. He took
That's
it
what
down.
he does. That's what he does.
But you know what? He hit it with too much vim. He just needs to delicately put it to the other side of the keeper. And he just smashed
you know what's killing me about that miss, yeah? It was Salah's reaction on the floor, bro. I was killing me.
No, that's not even the miss I'm on about. That's not even the miss I'm on about. I'm on about the one in the first 10 minutes where Trent's made it over. He's brought it down and it's hit the crossbar. I don't know if you see it. It was literally the first 10 minutes. He's brought it down. I'm going to give both of them corn here because Salah should be hitting the target number one. He doesn't hit the target, but Nunez had it's not like he comes straight at him. He paused, but he come towards the ball. And, you know, we've all kicked ball, yeah? That's where you use your laces. He didn't need to use the side step for it to go up. Literally, just put your laces through that, keep it low. It's 1-0 to us. But that miss is inexcusable. You don't know me. You don't know on the panel, people in the comments. You know, I'll back Nunez. That is my striker. I know some...
He didn't have to lace it, bro. He could have just passed that in. He could have literally just passed that in, bro.
It's your 9 in Spanish.
Yeah, miss neither. But
Roms, he didn't even have to lace that, bro. He could have just passed it in. That's literally all he had to do there. Just pass it in, bro.
Yeah, I'm doing too much. You're right.
Let's say lace
he
it.
just had to pass it in. But
pass it in right there, bro.
If days like this, right, if you're looking in terms of a title race and whatnot, it will be a sting to us that you have to be putting them chances away. But that's what Nunez will do because next week he'll probably score a worldie and this will all be forgotten about. Well, with our fan base anyway, Real fans will still keep it against him. But the miss was inexcusable. I'm getting people saying, "Are you still going to back your guy after this?" I will, but I can't back that miss. Like, and the thing is, this isn't the first time this season. This is about the third or fourth big miss this year, and he needs to be putting it away. But
you get used to it. But we had it with Sterling. You get used to it. Like that you appreciate the other things, and you realize.
Oh, Nunez.
You know the difference is though, Daps, right?
Yeah?
Sorry to cut you down. The difference is the fee. He's actually a striker. It's different.
And Sterling was getting numbers anyway, but it was the frustrating things is that Sterling would get numbers, but then the ones that you're thinking he's going to put this away, he wouldn't, and it was just you just get used to it.
And he had credit in the back. He had won Prems. He had won other stuff.
He was getting the numbers as well.
Rob, with Nunez, like I like Nunez, innit? Even last year when people were getting onto him, I was like, listen, he's not a clinical sort of guy, yeah, but he's effective, and I can see. There's attributes in him that I like. Do you know what I mean? He's quick. He's strong. He can finish when he's got a shoe boots on. I know. But he comes from the school of like Werner.
I don't know.
I mean, he comes from the. Hold on, Jules. Yeah, he comes from the school of like erraticness of Werner. They're them players like they can do the hard thing well, and when it comes to the simple thing, yeah, consistently they just flop it. Do you know what I'm saying? So he just needs to compose himself, man. There's only so much he can keep telling a man. Do you know what I mean? Just compose yourself in front of goal, and you will score more goals, bro. Do you know what I mean?
George, the reason I'm saying he didn't have a bad for me. Like a bad game is you're bad in every department. His movement was still good. He was still creating chances for himself and others. It was just the final cherry on the cake. He couldn't finish, which that does bring his grade down. But if I had to probably like rank him out of 10, I'll probably give him that maybe a 5.56. He was above average, man. He did. I don't think he had a bad game. I don't think.
Wait, you were just talking about a 90 million pound striker, yeah, and you're talking about him having a 5.5 out of 10 game, and it's not bad. That's a bad game, bro.
No, 5 is average. Bad is below 5. 5 is average.
And wait. Take into consideration your team dropped points. So from you drop points and your Liverpool and you're playing against Luton, everyone had a bad game. No, there's no good players on that pitch.
No. I wouldn't say everyone. No. This is what we're not going to do.
Wait.
I wouldn't say everyone had I wouldn't say everyone had a bad game just because we dropped points. That's something because Alisson, our constant, for me, didn't have a bad game. Harvey Elliott, when he came on, was excellent. Got us the draw. Diaz was good when he came on. I don't think Gravenberch had a bad game. I think he was one of our better players and was actually trying to create things.
He was decent.
So, Oh, allow it. Allow it. I wouldn't say he has I wouldn't say it's a bad game. I'll say the average, but all in all, it's not good enough. It's actually not good enough. And that draw does feel like a loss. It does. I'm actually embarrassed. It should not be going. I was saying at the start of the season, Luton is a 6-point team, home and away.
To confirm, it isn't, Roms. It isn't. You've confirmed that.
It should have been. It should have been, but you're right.
Anyway, you're going to be top going into the. You're going to be second going into the international break.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, poor Luton, though, man. Because every time I've caught a glimpse, bro, poor Luton, man. Because every time I've caught a glimpse of them, yeah, they're not even as bad as what people think.
Yeah,
they haven't got the attack here, but they actually play a style of football.
Yeah, they do
work.
Yeah,
they all work here. It's just that lack of quality and that lack of clinical edge. Even against Spurs, they had good chances, bro, but they just didn't take them. Do you know what I mean? They're not better than they're not as bad as Sheffield and Burnley, in my opinion. They're not as bad as them, man.
Which is a mad thing.
Even Bournemouth.
And this is a mad thing where I still hear people say, I honestly think Luton are going to get the worst point record in Premier League history. It's like they're close to already being better than that. They're not far off that already. And out of the three that have come up for me, Luton are looking the best of the three.
Yeah, they are. Facts. They are.
You know, I got a bit up from them. Who was their wing? Was it I don't know how to pronounce it.
Is it Ogbena?
On the right or left?
He was giving us a tough time. I can't lie. Every time they were in a transition, he was causing us problems. Even I think his name's Marvelous the camera in the middle.
He was Aston Villa. He was at Villa, bro.
Normally he was at Villa. Normally he has a hot head, but once he had the yellow, he was very cautious. He was breaking up play. They put in. You know what? I can cuss my club and say, you know, we weren't up to standard, but you have to give them credit.
Yeah, fully.
Rob Edwards even said before the game, you know what? We've actually not been that bad at home, and I do feel we can get something for the game. He was actually quite confident. So you have to big up Luton, but we just weren't at the races today, man. It's just annoying because we could have went level with Spurs, point behind City, and now we've just basically taken 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Minor blips. What's his name? His name's Ogbene. And you know who I like, yeah? I like that Doty and the other wing back called Kabore. I think they will.
Yeah, Kabore's cold as well.
Yeah. We need to have a conversation about that man, McAllister. Yeah. Because that guy put in an absolute disaster class.
It's getting
disaster class.
It's getting difficult. It's getting difficult to defend him. No, I can't lie to George. There's certain things that aren't on Klopp. Like there's certain basic things. I always say a player that's trying to play them through balls. If you lose the ball, it's not as bad because you're actually trying to create stuff. But he was losing it sideways today. He was playing it backwards and losing it. He was just losing the ball for fun today, and he just looks a bit too lightweight. And I've been one to try and defend him, but you know, there's Liverpool fans that already don't like him. Like there's Liverpool fans that don't want him at the club. Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
really?
I thought you meant Klopp. No, I thought you meant Klopp. You're meaning McAllister. Right, yeah.
McAllister. There's a lot of fans that I think it's still a bit premature. I still think once you get that 6 and put him in that 8, you'll see the best of him. But as for now, you're right, Kaz. Like he's not playing that well. I can only recall 2 or 3 good performances out of about 11 or 12 from McAllister this season, and the pressure from what I'm seeing from Brighton to Liverpool, he's looking a bit funny under the light at the moment. Yes, he's not in his best position, but there's still a certain standard you can uphold. But McAllister does need to improve. He does.
I agree, man. I definitely agree, man. But I can't lie. What a funny result.
I hate Kaz. The fact it had to be an ex-United player to put the dagger. That's what pisses me off.
What about Mengi? The centre back, the one in the middle, Mengi, Tedem Mengi.
He's the big as well.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. I knew Chong, but I didn't know the other guy.
Dagger. Come on, man. Even the dog was impressed. He was in the stands. He was like, "What?" Oh, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you know what's making me laugh as well? When there was a couple of shots, like I remember Barkley skied one, but the ground's so small, it hit the stand and bounced back on the pitch.
That happened a few times.
It hit someone's bedroom window, brother, and came back.
Wow, that's back on the pitch way too quickly.
That happened a few times, man. I think even even when Salah skied it, there's a bit where it dropped him. He skied it, and literally it's back into play.
I was thinking, where did that hit? Like, they hit the crossbar or something? I'm swearing I was going back. But now Barkley was good. Do you know what? I really the way they took that goal, Barkley, I thought Barkley had held on to the ball for a little bit too long initially, and thought, my man's catching up with you, bro. It might have been McAllister even, but I thought he held on to the ball a bit too long. But then he released it at the perfect time, the perfect pass. And then I'll be honest, the cross for the goal, was De Bruyne-esque. It was perfect. It was just perfect. Literally, all the player had to do was just keep making the same run. The timing was perfect. He was onside. There was a little bit of curve to curve it around the defenders. And literally, all he had to do was get his studs on it, and it was in. And he even took it with his left. He took it with his left foot. I like the way he kind of let it roll across his body and just put it in. Boy, I'm going to be honest. I didn't think Luton were going to get anything. Even in the game, I was rating how well they were playing, but I was just thinking, there's this thing with, I think, Burnley, Sheffield United and Luton. All three of them at times play good football, but they just miss that killer instinct in the final third. And that's what I thought was going to happen today. And that with Liverpool, look, until the whistle blows, you always expect them getting something, don't you? But I've got to give Luton credit. And I felt sorry for them at the end, because the fans, obviously, they cheered. But I know it's one of them ones where, if you would have told Luton before the game, you're going to get a point against Liverpool, especially with how Liverpool are playing this season, they would have said, give us that point right now. But in the context of the game, I know Luton must have been kicking themselves, man, thinking, like, if we would have just hung on for another, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. But it is what it is. Great performance, man. Great performance. I'm going to have everyone at work gas tomorrow, because a lot of people I work with support Luton.
Oh, yeah. It's not too far. But one player I do want to shout out, and I want to big up my boy, if he's watching, Kieran, because he called me and he said, if Diaz comes on, the football gods will give him a goal. He called me during it. In fact, this is when we went 1-0 down. He said, don't worry, you've not lost this. I said, even if we draw this, you think I'm happy that we should be winning this game? He said, Diaz will come on and he'll either get the assist or he'll get the goal. And he was right. So, Kieran, if you're watching, big up. But that's the football gods for you. Everything that's happened with his dad and whatnot, big up Diaz, man. I know, obviously, not the result we wanted, but we're happy for him. The fact he got that his moment and the stuff he's gone through this past week, big him up. And
hope the gods sort it out now as well, not just the football gods. And because I'm not going to lie, how that man was even on the pitch, I do not know. Like, salute to him for like.
Because Klopp even said we were going to give him all the time off, but he wanted to start playing. I don't know if you lot have kept up to date with it, but I think a certain that organised guy in Colombia said they hadn't realised they had his dad or what. I don't necessarily believe that, but they haven't realised it was his dad that they had held hostage, so they're going to release him. And that's why I think he's a bit relieved now and come back. But
that's not football, but what? Yeah, maybe he just moves rich over there. I don't know, but that seems unbelievable a bit. I think they
do, and they want some.
Yeah. There's probably been people. It's probably got so much noise. Hopefully, it's got so much noise from the Colombian government and people saying, "Listen, this, like, the whole of the Western world are aware of this. This does not look good on our country. You need to release him right now." And hopefully, he does get released soon. His mum's safe, right?
Yeah, his mum's safe. Yeah. Returned, I think, Monday or Tuesday earlier in the week. But,
can you add George, because my battery died.
But one player I need to big up as well, and I haven't been his biggest fan, but Harvey Elliott now, he's actually found his kind of niche in our squad. He is that impact sub now, because every game he's come on this season, he's affected the game, and he is actually stepping up when needed to, because he came on and he injected that lease of life to us. I have to big him up. I actually have to big him up. He's playing out of his skin at the moment. And you know what? He probably warrants a start. With me, I feel like he's kind of like a Garnacho for United, though. You start them, and then they might not have that same impact.
A bit like Trossard and Arsenal a bit at times. That Trossard often looks better off the bench. There are some players. I can remember.
Some players are more comfortable coming off the bench. I remember
Iheanacho at City was like one season, and then the start. I think it was Pep's very first season at City. Iheanacho had a good season the season before off the bench. Aguero got injured, so Pep goes, let's give him a run. And he didn't score one goal starting. It's sometimes players just, look, it's coming on when a game has been stretched is completely different to starting a game.
You know who I remember? A bit of trivia, but you lot might remember. You remember Reading, that Adam Lefondre guy? And he would just come on. He had that record, and he would score every, I think it was 8 games in a row.
Reading were in the Premier League? It's mad when you think about that. And but the maddest thing, this shows my age. I remember when I was really, really young, Luton were in like the first division back then as well.
Yeah, because I see a stat like last time we played them was at 91 or 92.
Yeah, apparently they're unbeaten against you guys at home now, ain't they? For like 5 games.
No, our record, our media started. Apparently, our record ain't good.
Well, that's like Tottenham and City, to be fair.
You're taking the piss, but yeah.
What was Salah on today, Roms? Chat to me.
Nish.
Listen, I'm not going to be too harsh to him because this season.
Are you going to be hold on? Are you going to be harsh to anyone, or are you literally just letting everyone?
I'm not
going to be too harsh on anyone. Like, bro, you just drew with Luton. You be harsh on someone, please.
This game, don't probably want me to slay him and slander him and whatnot. But
no, I don't.
This game in particular, I'm going to be honest with you, Don. I was saying to my friend during the game, there's times I forgot he was on the pitch. The only time I remembered he was is. There was a set piece. The ball's come down to me. He's kind of snatched at it. It's gone. I think what Daps saying is hit the advert and come back into the stadium. And I'm trying to think. There's a pass.
The header before Nunez
played Nunez in. There's a pass when he played Nunez in. And he's hit it near post. But other than that, Salah had a poor game. Salah was poor. Sabozlai was poor for me. McAllister was poor. I didn't think Konate had a great game.
I don't think it was very good. Yeah, I thought Konate was.
I was saying this on a soccer brunch to you and to Don and Kaz a couple of weeks ago. Konate needs to get this rashness out of his game. He doesn't always need to commit. He doesn't always need to make fouls at the halfway line.
He did
that
today. Yeah.
He does that every week. Every week. And he just didn't need to do that. But for me,
man, he's a clumsy footballer, man. I can't lie.
And the thing is, hopefully he irons that out of his game. Because let's be honest, centre backs peak a bit later. He is 24. If you mention an A for any other position, there's a bit less sympathy. But centre backs do tend to get better as they get older. But he needs to iron that out in the game now, in my opinion.
I don't know, because at the moment there's this. Some Liverpool fans will say that Konate is better than Saliba. Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah, I've heard that a few times, bro. That is mad. That is a wild take. What they say is who starts for France. Yeah, that's their. But for me, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's
like we've just highlighted. Yeah, Konate. Let's get something. Konate's been playing with what Liverpool fans call the best centre back of all time. Sometimes, or the best centre back on Premier League history. So he's playing next to this guy. You get to have this guy coach you in. Hasn't been dribble pod once this season. You're playing with the best defender in the Premier League next to you. You have no excuse to not.
And you're 3 or 4 years older than Saliba as well.
A level. Because when you have odd players like Romero, who's playing next to Dyer and he was playing bad, and everyone's calling him out, and then you put him next to Van der Ven and you start seeing the real player.
I hear it.
He's playing with good players and he's still showing himself.
It's funny you mention that because last summer, this is where the Arsenal rumors and that come out, but that was the debate. Konate, Saliba, they're both French. They're both the future of. I think they're going to be them and Fofana from Chelsea. They've got like that young contingent of French centre backs that are on the come up. And I said, look, Konate is not better than Saliba. Yes, he plays for my club, but sometimes you just have to be honest. There's level. For me, he's not as good. Then you'll get some of our fans said, yeah, but he's won this, he's won that. But sometimes you can't use trophies to measure who's better than who. Sometimes you actually just have to see them.
Individual ability.
This isn't me saying I don't rate Konate, but I've said many times I don't think he's overrated. But football fans will just have this thing of, if you call someone overrated, you instantly think they're bad. That's not the case. I just think he needs to improve.
I legit saw Saliba the other day against Newcastle. Yeah, these professional Premier League footballers, man, flicked it over the guy's head, brought it back under control, and played it out, bro. And he had like 3 players around him. I was looking at him like this guy. If Arsenal don't start winning very soon, just know he's going to end up at Real Madrid or a team like that, 100%. He's going all the way to the top, man.
But now back to your question. Sorry to cut.
What about Nunez?
Chong turned him at one point.
What about Nunez?
No, but you know what? He got skinned, but other than that, I don't think he had a bad game.
Well, you don't think anyone had a bad game?
I do. Who? For me, Supporter, Salah and McAllister. Them three were poor. I've said that. Them three were poor. Supporter got hooked. That says it all. He got hooked. I don't think he even completed 60 minutes. He got hooked in the 58th minute. But for me, Salah, Supporter, Gomez, other than getting skinned twice, he had a decent. He's had penalties. He's had worse games. I've seen him play worse than that. But no,
he's also played better teams, right? He's about he's one of England's centre backs, Luton Town.
I know. I'm gonna make it.
Bro, he got twist up, yeah, by Chong without the chi. Like,
the way Chong turned it was too nice.
I'm gonna make an excuse here for him. Yeah, that's the first time he played left back in about 8 years. So we'll lay off him a bit.
Yeah, true. That is. Do you know what? That is valid. Yeah, left back, him on the left sort of map one.
But yeah, other than that, it's a bad result, man.
Yeah, big up Chris for becoming a member. Obviously, there's the memberships right there. Big up to all the members as it goes. Today was going to be the gold member stuff, but it's just getting that all sorted again. Blaze says, now you lot know how Chelsea fans feel about every week.
Yeah. I could just watch George's reactions to what everyone's saying all day long. I swear down.
Donny says, there is always games like this in the season. Good that we kept fighting. 3 points off. I'll take that.
No, big up Donny, but not against Luton, man. Not Luton, bro. Not Luton.
Yeah, and then you got Alice saying, big up Alice, by the way. Shout out to Roms. What happened at Kenilworth Road? I think you just heard Roms with all the excuses.
The audacity. Remember using the audacity, but no, big up Alice.
Moving on, though. Obviously, preview wise, got Tottenham.
Preview size, that's a big pause, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I have to put you up on that one. That is a pause. No previewing of any size around here, thank you, bro.
done a time, man. Spurs, Chelsea. I don't know how shameless Jules might get. Is it technically shameless? Or would Don be shameless?
What's shameless? I mean, when you're
top of the league,
we know what you're like.
Top of the league, Jules, go on.
We're not top of the league at the moment. I've got to give my praise.
Oh, you're not in it. Yeah, okay.
Who's top of the league?
Man City, you're point ahead.
Oh, allow it.
You're point ahead, yeah.
Look at him trying to brush it off. Look, who do you think
I didn't know that, bro. I don't look at the table. I do not look at the table, bro. Real talk, I didn't know that.
City fans don't look at the table till after January. You should know this.
Till April, cheers.
Do you know what? Going into this game is probably the calmest I've been going into a rival game, especially this one against Chelsea. I don't feel no nerves. I can tell you this for free. I don't have to put on no acts. Like, feel so calm. I've been watching this Chelsea team enough times this season. Yeah, look, they've turned up in the big games here and there, but they haven't got results. They've had draws. They've not beaten anyone. They're not coming out here and putting no teams away. They don't score a lot of goals. Probably one of our weakest points about our game, would people say, is going forward. But Chelsea is a team that concedes a lot of goals. We score, we create chances, we dominate the game. We're playing at home. And people, like, this is what I tried to let people know, like, the pressure isn't on Tottenham tomorrow. But yeah, look, we're playing the last game of the week. A lot of our rival teams have dropped points in the same positions as us, but Pochettino's returning home. He's coming to the lane. He's going to be getting the boos, the jitters, and we all know, like, we've all watched Pochettino for years. He can't handle pressure, man. Even at Spurs, years and years, I watched it. We go to the cup finals. This guy's putting on the suits. He's thinking he's coming fresh for the occasion. Watch, he's going to be in a suit tomorrow. He's going to be coming dressed to impress. Only for him to fail yet again. So, honestly, I see us wiping the floor of you lot. I see us dominating the game. I don't see it being too much of a challenge. I'm saying 2-0, 2-1. Like, I see us. If it's 2-1, it's probably we're 2-0 up and you guys get a consolation goal. But I see us taking the ropes of the game and just handling it.
I'm interested, man, how Pokies are going to set up, man. Is how do you say his name? Udogie.
Udogie.
He's 50-50 whether he's going to be playing. I don't think, like, if he's playing, he's starting. He's not going to be a player we bring off the bench. But even if he doesn't play, I'll be real. Emerson had one of his best games the last game he come on. And Emerson, I'm quite comfortable with him playing on the left. When you look at Chelsea's attackers, you've got Mudryk and Sterling. Like, It's not much. It's not much. Like, it's really not much. Like, they're not great players. They're players that are sometimes good in the 1v1. They'll take you to the byline, cut it back across, but who are they cutting it across to?
So you're actually putting your
George, you should learn from my mistakes.
But no,
I'm letting him talk.
That's not fair on Sterling, bro. Putting Sterling and Mudryk on a similar level is harsh, man. Come on.
It's crazy.
At this moment in time, that's where they're at.
Sterling's been all right this season.
He's been inconsistent, but he's showed up in certain games.
He's showed up in games against the worst teams in the league. So
he showed up against Arsenal. No, he showed up against Arsenal.
We're not doing that.
No. He showed up against Arsenal as well, and they're going to compete for the league. What do you mean showed up where, bro? He was one of our better players that day.
And you drew.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with Sterling and how he was playing?
You're playing at home and you celebrating a draw like a win.
You just said he's only turned up against the worst players, but he turned up against Arsenal. So that statement is incorrect.
2-2.
Yeah, but bro, your statement is incorrect.
Your team had a terrible game.
Your statement is incorrect because Sterling had a good game against Arsenal.
No, because the way that I look at this, and you guys should be looking at this too. Your standards, you need to put your standards high. When your team drops points,
bro, Sterling,
when you're expected,
made Zinchenko come off at half time. What are you waffling about? What are you waffling about?
When you're expected to win, and you drop points,
that's all we need to beat. That's all we need to beat these guys.
You're at home. So Rom, you know when you bring someone to your gaff and they just walk in, step in the house, shoes on the carpet.
They go for a shit in your toilet without asking.
What's that got to do? What's that got to do with how Sterling performed against Arsenal? He played well.
So when Arsenal come to your gaff, they put their shoes on, they shit in your toilet. You're not gonna be telling me Sterling had a good performance. Your team the night before, drew, bro. Your team drew.
Get the Febreze.
And wait. Moving it on, Don.
Go on.
Is Sterling gonna have a good game tomorrow? Is that the player you're gonna be relying on to have a good game?
No. Have you finished your take? Yeah, are you done?
Go on.
Okay. Because he's got. I'm letting him cook. Yeah. You see, Jules. You see how he's
in your house as well. Okay.
Do you know what it is about Jules? Yeah, Jules is a funny guy, right? Because you see Tottenham. Before they played Arsenal, a lot of the Arsenal fans were coming with mad confidence. And I was literally defending Spurs. I was like, you lot ain't been watching Spurs this year to be coming with the confidence that you are, because they're actually playing better than you, right? And then when they played Spurs, a lot of Arsenal fans had to apologize. You're coming with the same sort of energy, Jules, because as much as I'm not happy with Chelsea in front of goal, we are not playing as badly as what you're making it sound. You're talking about wiping the floor with us. You're saying that we concede a lot of goals. Bro, we've conceded 11 goals. You've conceded 9, We've only conceded 2 more goals than you. So what do you mean we concede a lot of goals?
We've conceded a lot more than we should have this season.
Yeah, we've made a lot of individual errors, but we've missed a lot of chances quite early on in games as well. Yeah, a lot of the games that we've had this year, we've had chances in the first 10, 15 minutes. Where I'm looking at teams like Liverpool, if they had them, they bury their chances. Yeah, City, they're burying these chances. Look what they did to Bournemouth yesterday. Yeah, 6 goals. We played exactly the same against Bournemouth, but the difference is we weren't clinical. That is the main difference with Spurs, because I think in midfield we'll be able to. I think in midfield we weren't clinical. We weren't clinical against Bournemouth.
No. I'm pulling that face at you saying you played exactly the same, just weren't clinical. Talking about in attack.
I'm talking about in attack, bro. We were attacking Bournemouth, to the point where we should have been 3 goals up in like 15, 20 minutes. Right, if we were clinical in front of goals. So I'm talking about in an attacking aspect. We drew 0-0, and it was disgusting. It was a disgrace. So how I look at this game, look, I rate Spurs at the back. I rate your midfield as well. But I also think that our midfield is functioning quite well right now. Enzo's coming off the back of a really good performance. I know he hasn't been the Enzo that we were seeing last year.
What performance?
What Enzo that we were seeing last year? That's a bit wild as well.
I don't know if you guys have seen.
Enzo was good last year, bro.
I saw a combined 11 on Twitter that only had 3 Spurs players. Is that how you're like rocking with it? Like a full.
Bro, I'll be real with you. I don't care about combined 11s because football's not played on paper. Yeah, I don't care about all of that stuff.
All right, party pooper, man. Jeez.
Nah. I'm just letting man know, because these combined 11s are getting to people's head like, none of your players get into my team, so that means that you've got no chance. It doesn't work like that, bro. But anyway, as I was saying, I think defensively, again, we've been making individual errors.
You just scored a deflection there. To be fair,
we've been quite solid off the ball. Yeah, the difference here is who's gonna step up in front of goal. Very, very inconsistent. And even in pre-season, I showed you lot, I've got the same question mark about our players in front of goal. Sterling, you asked me who am I looking at? I'm expecting Sterling to step up. This guy's our highest paid player, one of our most experienced players, step up in front of goal.
Is he still your highest paid?
Yeah, bro. He's on over. Yeah, because obviously our wages have been slashed now, innit? So he's still.
I wasn't sure if someone like Enzo might have been on.
Nah. Sterling's on like 320.
In terms of matchup, like I think they got your number though. Like in terms of pace, you got Van der Ven and Porro for that to cover a lot of that. I'm not saying, but you got Mudryk. This is why I say I think I think he might be the weapon. Like it has to be when Tottenham have a lot of the ball. I don't know. No, because
Definitely
if you're
a weapon,
the way, all right, look, the way you set up, is like Porro's going to get a bit higher, and I've seen the way you've been exposed as well. Like when there is a counter attack on the and Romero's been really good in them one-on-one duels.
Exactly what I was going to get to.
How many is there going to be until one of them doesn't work for him? Because when it comes to duels,
let's be real.
Bro, as much as you want to say that, Cass, as much as you want to say that, and defensively, Romero and is it Van der Ven? Yeah. They've been solid. Let's not act as if we haven't watched Spurs conceding chances, bro. Every game I've watched of Spurs, even Luton. Yeah, even Luton,
we had 10 men with Luton. Let's remember.
Okay, you had no. Way before that, you were still conceding chances, bro, against Luton. They were still attacking you. They were still attacking you.
Had about 75% possession in the first half. We pumped.
Yeah, but bro, they were breaking you in that game. I remember they were breaking you in that game.
I'm going to use your phrase. I'm going to use your phrase, Don. They weren't creating clear-cut chances. I'm not going to lie. They weren't.
Yeah, but the point that I'm making overall, the games that I've watched against Spurs, it's not like teams haven't been able to attack them. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be a good game. I'm not disrespecting Spurs. I'm not saying that we're going to beat them. I'm not as confident as what I would have been if I saw a win against Arsenal and like a Brentford, for example, because that's kind of knocked us back a little bit. But we need to win this game, man. We need to win, especially after the results this week. Arsenal, obviously, they lost. You've got teams around us. They picked up a few points. We need to.
Are you putting yourself in like a race with Arsenal here?
No. I'm saying after the results.
You back in the top four?
I'm not trying to.
Points. So listen,
I'm saying I'm trying to be a 3-point collector this week, bro. After all the clowning I've given, you don't. I need to be a 3-point collector.
Other couple super chats, like we always say, the table don't lie. Going to Spurs these days.
This guy is loving this table don't lie narrative right now.
Yeah. He said it about
Cass. The thing is, this is what I'm saying. As much as I'm not happy with where we are on the table, a lot of the games I can go back and say, look, if we had a Son with these chances, we're winning that game. Do you get what I'm saying? So we need to start picking up results. And the main thing for me is that we need to just finish our chances. As basic as that sounds, that's what our problem is, bro. That's what our problem is.
But you haven't got a son. You haven't even got a daughter, bro. Right now, like you're.
And that's why I've told you. And that's why I've told you. I'm looking at guys like Sterling and that. They need to step up.
You can't look at guys
again. This is me begging them, like, man, them, please, bro. Like, please. I've had enough. I'm tired.
But do you want to see the full
I think David Washington could be the answer. You might be your after this. He's a striker. He's hungry. He's young.
Bro, he's got potential, right?
Yeah, he's got potential.
The one thing I will say, the only person I see being a real danger to us is Cole Palmer. I think if he can create some space and get away from Basuma at times, because Basuma is usually in the lone six or by himself. If he can find some gaps and create some space and sort of create some chances for himself, I think on the edge of the box he might find spaces and where he can take some shots, a few pot shots. But apart from Cole Palmer,
pot shots,
it's not going to be much. Like I'm
hopeful deflection or something.
This is what I'm saying. Like Jules, you're as much as Cole Palmer has been playing well. I think he's not gonna play as good as what he's been playing if the team around him is not functioning, bro. Caicedo's been looking at the let me land, bro. Caicedo's been playing like what he's been playing like at Brighton. Like I've said, even the other day when Badiashile, I hope Badiashile starts, by the way.
Well, Daddy Suma, he's seeing Daddy Suma tomorrow, though, so it's different.
Mudryk, very important in how we play, by the way, in terms of retaining the ball, getting in behind. He's going to be key for this game. There's a few players, bro. It's not just Cole Palmer that's going to be a problem. Like, we've got problems all over the pitch. And we've got... Gallagher off the ball as well. He's going to be pressing, man. You know what I'm saying? If we play Palmer in that 9, if we play Palmer in that 9, as much as I rate him more than Odegaard, it's not going to give him as much space as what he gets usually. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to look at these things tactically. We have to see what Poch does. I think it's going to be a good game, but we just need to make sure we're putting our foot through the ball, blood. None of this timid Do you know what I mean? Even Cole Palmer, even Palmer in front of goal, he's been scruffy as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So he needs to fix up. They all need to fix up. They all need to fix up.
I won't be surprised to see Chelsea sitting a bit tomorrow. I think you guys are going to sit in a bit deep. You guys are going to see how Tottenham have played a lot this season and just realize you're probably not going to be able to keep up with the way that we're playing the football levels. I think you guys are going to sit in, try play on the counter, try catch us on a break, do a bit of a low block away at home, try to do a smash and grab. I'm being honest, because I think right now. I just don't think I'm really
think you're sitting Liverpool in their prime, innit?
I think that's smash and grab. Smash and grab,
to be a low block.
This is because it's Chelsea.
Smash and grab.
It's Chelsea, lads. They've got 3 wins out of 10 this season.
Oh my word, he's flipped.
2 wins. He's 2 wins. Wait. They've had 2 wins.
He said lads, He said lads.
This is what Fergie said about Spurs. It's Spurs, lads. What are we doing here?
No. Let's get something right. This Chelsea team is an absolute joke. And if you think they're coming to my White Hart Lane and they're going to pick up any points, you've lost your damn mind. I'm telling you.
One thing I'll say, George, though, Chelsea's better performances, and you even said it yourself, have come against the big teams. Us, Arsenal. I think it's the lesser teams you need to be worried about.
Like Tottenham.
The lesser team that needs to be worried about, but yeah,
bro. We get chances. You know it is a one.
I don't know. Listen, when we come
to
George, you already know my view on when we come to your place. We drop 3 points. I'm going go-karting. I'm not going to the game, right? So I've already written those 3 points off. A bit like Anfield. That's 6 points. I don't care about. We've already lost them. You know the way Muntz looks at Luton and thinks 6 points we've already got. I look at Liverpool and Tottenham away and go 6 points we've already lost. And then
Receipts.
On tomorrow's game, it's a game that I look forward to. There's games where you can watch it and think, I don't care about the result. Yeah. I don't. This result does not impact me and my club, right, at all.
Oh my!
Was that Debbie there for a minute?
Yeah, it was. My club. I still don't get why he turns Northern when he says that, but I can watch it and enjoy it. Either way, it's going to be George shamed or Don shamed. Now, I'm going to attempt to give the kiss of death. This is what I said about Chelsea when they were playing Arsenal, and I'd said it then because I believed it. I said, there is no chance. I can't see any way that Chelsea gets anything out of this game. That's the way I look at tomorrow. I don't think there's a chance that Chelsea can get a thing out of that game. But me saying that's probably a good thing because every time I think Chelsea can't, they go and put in a performance. But at the moment, if I look at it, the way Tottenham, although I'm bantering you, George, the way Tottenham are playing and at their gaff, this isn't like going to White Hart Lane like under Conte or under Mourinho or over recent years. Like they're very good at like the confidence levels. And do you know what? The Tottenham fans are going to be up for it differently tomorrow. So I can't see it, but I want to see it. I want to see Chelsea get something.
I'm curious to see how Chelsea play up against another big side, isn't it? That's all I'm going to say because they look against Arsenal. They impressed me, innit? And I know it's at home and it's not away. They impressed me. And we're talking about
Liverpool was at home as well, weren't it?
Yeah, they're also quite impressive. So when it comes to battle possession,
should it be at Liverpool as well?
Tottenham versus Chelsea.
But this is your first big team you've played away from home, though, isn't it?
We're their biggest rivals, and it's a lot of hostility, man. I honestly,
are you gonna be Pochettino? Do you reckon you don't?
100%. Are you mad?
How dare you?
How dare you, man? How dare you? Have respect, man. Have respect for your greatest manager, man.
He gave you your most historic night as a Spurs fan.
What he can do is I'll boo him before the game. When we pick up the 3 points, I'll cheer him on. Strong too.
What happens if Chelsea win? You're going to be active, yeah?
It won't happen.
No. Let me ask you again. If Chelsea win,
learn from my mistakes.
Because you know me, Jules. I'm active. Win, loss, draw. I'm here. Yeah.
His laptop will be broke again.
Yeah.
I big up Sean. Winning, yeah, big up Sean. By the way, he says winning at Luton aim for all title challenges.
Don't please, man, please. I need them off
Bro,
this.
I need tears, Spurs tears, bro.
Blaze says, I've seen you versus Crystal Palace, Fulham, and Luton. Why so much chest? Is that towards?
Spurs? It's Spurs.
If it's towards us, all right. Crystal Palace and Fulham, they were the games we played back to back in 4 days. 2 wins.
We ain't played Palace.
Pardon?
That's it. We ain't played Palace. It's against.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely us. We picked up points in all those games. We won all those games. So I don't even know what they're trying to say.
You won all 3?
We won all 3 of those games.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they're trying to say. Maybe the fashion. They didn't like the fashion we won them in.
Yeah, like Calvin Bassett literally gave you 3 points. I mean, he literally gave you the 3 points.
You know what? A big addition to you lot, though, George.
Even the Crystal Palace game, their own goal.
Yeah.
Bentoncourt. I think he's a big.
Forgot about that guy, you know.
And he's probably going to start, isn't it? You probably.
Do you know what? I don't think we will because he only played he come on the 86th minute, I think, on last week. So I reckon Sar's going to start again, and he'll probably come on a bit earlier, maybe 60th, 70th. They're going to try and weed him in slowly because it's taking him back over a year to come back, nearly just under a year.
Yeah, it's going to be big for him, man, and it's obviously pause. Anyways, but yeah, guys, over 500 of you in here. If you haven't done so yet, just a reminder, I've been asked once to stream, by the way, not once. Smash the like button if you don't mind. If you don't mind, that's all I'm going to ask. But yeah, man, everyone that's done so, I appreciate it. And big up the mods. What's it called? So when it comes down to results, I don't want to doubt Chelsea because last time I doubted Chelsea, they got result.
So doubt Chelsea.
But the thing is, if I don't have any right to doubt Tottenham because when I did doubt Tottenham, they got a draw. They should have won against Arsenal, and they done other stuff, in my opinion. So again,
Tottenham.
Yeah,
wait, do you care about this result?
Not to be honest, I'd rather Tottenham lose, right? I'd rather them lose. But the thing is, I'd rather see a good game of football because I don't think there's been a decent game of football this weekend. You either get slumped by Jeremy Doku, you get performances like that. I enjoyed that Liverpool one. The Newcastle game, as much as the controversy in it, it was flat. It was not, there was nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest game.
You enjoyed the goal though, innit, Cass?
West Ham Brentford was good.
You loved the goal.
No, of course I love the goal. West Ham game was amazing, but I didn't watch it. So every game
the televised ones, isn't it?
So
what about your one, Cass? What about your one?
For the first half, the first half, I admit it was way better from what I was expecting. And I thought, okay, this is decent. Second half, they changed it. They changed it a little bit, and then it come into a shit fest. And the goal was
the United game.
Yeah. The first half
it was actually better. Second half, then it could become more open.
No, I thought the first half was more controlled. But anyways, it's not the point. It's still shit show. I'm not. Yeah, this is what I'm going to say. I'm not going to move Man United's bar because at the end of the day, it's nice, but this ain't Stoke, bro. This ain't Fulham, and this ain't any of these. Like, you're supposed to be a big club, so act like one.
It was crap. It was actually crap, Cass. All your players were doing, were passing 3-yard passes between each other, and every time Eriksen tried to launch it long, he would lose the ball. Every time Bruno would get on the ball, he would lose it.
Well, no Bruno props.
There was no quality.
No Bruno props.
No, man.
No, bro.
No.
We watched it. No, was it me and Ty? Was you there, Daps?
No, I was cooking.
Me and Ty were watching it, and there was so many moments where he could have slipped in Højlund, and I feel so sorry for that kid, man. I feel so sorry for that kid. Poor guy, bro.
Højlund's just crying out for Sanchez.
Wait, is that stat actually true? He hasn't had a chance created in 120 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't had a chance created for him in 120 minutes.
Mad.
Have you seen that other stat? Apparently, Doku yesterday got more GA than Anthony has. His whole career
in one game.
Yeah, apparently I saw something like that. Yeah, I'm sure someone could look it up quickly, but you wouldn't. I mean, didn't Doku get 4 assists, 1 goal?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But
can you tell me any of that for Anthony? Really?
By the way,
has he got like 3 goals and 7 assists this season already, or some crap like that?
Yeah, probably something like that.
By the way, you know me, I'm a Grealish fan, but
I was trying to say this. I knew this was going to happen.
It's not looking difficult, bro, because that is recency. Because if you look at that, let's put some perspective on it. And listen, a reminder to
I'm a big Grealish fan, man.
No, I know. But anyone that now thinks this is me backing Grealish over Doku, I'm not. We need both of them. And there's very much a way to play with both of them because Doku can play on the right as well. And Grealish, Grealish, I still think Grealish can play in different positions, but we can talk about how Doku cooked against Bournemouth, or we can say the two previous games, Grealish against Man United and Grealish against who was it? Again, Grealish in the Champions League. He was very good in both of those games. So I think the important thing is different games are going to suit different. Like we're going to need both of them. And that's the way it is. Like Grealish, they offer two completely different things, and that's the key with it. And they also can both play in different positions. So, but yeah, I do get it, because at the moment, the way Doku, we spoke on it earlier, the way Doku has come in, and for a 21-year-old, you know, like some wingers at City, it takes them a minute to get up to speed. Doku's come in and just hit the ground running, and even Pep's come out and said, I'm astonished at how every instruction I give him, I don't have to give him twice. He just absorbs it and takes it on board. So it's what it is,
when he drops his shoulder, yeah, I flinch at yard, bro. Like even I move as well. You know what I'm saying? The way he drops his shoulders, too nice.
You know what it is? I knew he was good, but I didn't think he was this good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I knew you were getting a player, but for him,
do you know what it is about him? Do you know what it is about him? Yeah, what helps him so much, and literally, if you check his how many defenders he's beaten like since he's been in the league so far, yeah, it's how animated he is on the ball, bro. Like you don't know what direction he's gonna go in. He puts a lot of vim in his movement, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And he's off.
Well, I think the other thing is that's really helping him as well, and I can't remember the name of the YouTuber who did a video on it, but this isn't about Doku. This is about City. But I think one thing you've got to remember is he's playing with Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva and Rodri feeding him, yeah, and they're feeding his runs perfectly. But secondly, you got to remember everyone is used to Manchester City playing a certain way, and when wingers get the ball, they're used to Manchester City dropping the ball back into that pocket just outside the area, yeah. And defenders are like the Man United game in particular. This guy really broke it down and said you could see the defenders' movement was that's the space that Bernardo's gonna go into, or that's the space like Doku will go into. And I saw it against West Ham. We're catching people off guard because they're not used to a City winger that's going, now I'm going to go on the outside. We're used to them cutting, and I think he's really benefiting from that. And look, he's at the perfect place with Pep managing him. So right now he looks like he's enjoying football, and that's the other thing that helps when you're enjoying your football and then on a confident run, you perform better in it. So all good, man.
Kingsley, big up yourself. He says, since when were Spurs, I think he meant to say, since when were Spurs taken seriously? Chelsea, you must. And he's actually a Chelsea fan. He's a Chelsea fan as well.
Nah, man. Listen, Jules will vouch. I've been backing Ange from day one. They're serious. They're not.
I did as well. So I'm going to go off here then, just to wrap this part up for the last 10 minutes. Predictions.
2-0, 2-1, man. I see us winning.
I've said this all week. 1-0 Chelsea, smash and grab.
Really? You just want to be edgy, innit?
No, I genuinely believe that.
I've been on to Roms. Rom said they were going to be like a month ago, so I've been on to Roms. I've been waiting for this game. It's calm.
But yeah, all right. So you're saying 2-0. You're saying 1-0 to Chelsea. What did you say, Don?
I said 2-1 on the Gals channel yesterday.
Oh, so you said a draw to me, I swear, and you changed your mind.
I said 2-1.
Don't, you're one of them guys that have different predictions.
Sure channels,
isn't it?
Bro, I've been used, bro. I said Arsenal would lose against Newcastle as well. I said 1-0.
Bro, I said this the other day. Don is the only left-footed footballer that's always right. And this is how he does it, bro.
I'm not left-footed. I'm not even left-footed.
Well, you know where I'm going. Like, bro, if you go on multiple channels and give predictions, you can go, clip.
No. I actually don't do that.
I'll throw 3 of them out. One of them will stick.
Nah. I actually don't do that. I don't change my predictions. I'm pretty sure I said 2-1 Cass on the Gals channel as well. 2-1 Chelsea.
No, fair enough. I'm going
2-0. I'm going 2-0 Spurs.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs. I you know what? I want to give Chelsea hope. Like, you know what? I don't care. I just want to see a good game.
Yeah, same. I was going to say 3-0, but I think maybe not. So I'll go 2-0 2-0 Spurs. Bro, listen, it's because
I can't lie.
You're not clinical enough.
I'm feeling like you, bro. I've got a slight feeling it might be a blowout, but I don't want to start talking like that because people are going to say I'm getting all about myself.
A blow up, bro. Teams aren't running through us. Are you seeing who's in our midfield, bro? We've got an engine in there, bro. Teams don't run through us. Even our fullbacks, bro, they're solid.
Man, like, talking about Conor Gallagher.
We've got XL bully off the ball, Gallagher.
But Don,
XL bully off the ball, Gallagher. Let me just tell you.
But Don, the reason why I say it is because I hear. Look, I've said how at times Chelsea have played well. I just think away from home against the Spurs that are going to be so up for the game, and the fact you're not clinical, I think. Do you know what George said? He thinks you, man, like might sit back, but I could see Spurs doing the same. Just going, this is going to be light. Like let them come at us, blow them, because I don't think them last 20 minutes. I think Chelsea are there to be had. Like they are. Listen, you can get it back next week. You're
all here talking about Gallagher, dog, and all this XL bully Gallagher. Did you not know that? Right, XL bullies are bad, bro. Ski, they're getting muzzled. That's what's happening to Gallagher tomorrow. They're getting nowhere. He's got nothing. No park in that bite, bro.
Bro, my man's a Labrador. He's a golden retriever, in fact. Golden retriever.
All I know is my dog. He chased certain man like.
Are you sure he's not the one that was I thought that was Gallagher Luton at the start with the guy.
He chased a couple man off the pitch, innit? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see in it. We'll see
tomorrow.
Is Bissouma going to play? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the other thing.
Basuma's there, bro.
Has he, so he ain't got that fifth yellow yet.
No, you don't.
Tomorrow's the day that he gets it.
He might do. I don't mind it.
Tomorrow's the day that he gets it.
Who they got next? You Tottenham got after that?
Who do you have next?
Wolves away.
Oh, they got no netter in it.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Remember what I said to you about Cunha? He reminds me of Dembele. He reminds me of Dembele
this weekend. What's that? Retriever, man. This guy.
Gallagher at Kenilworth Road.
I was gonna just final opinions on stuff. Like, I don't want to talk about it too long at all. Obviously, Arsenal made a statement today. A lot of people have been calling them bitches. A lot of them calling like, "Why is it always about you? You're crying all the time." But don't you feel like it needs to be done? I think for me personally, going off what Carragher and Gary Neville said, ignore it. I think that's stupid. Like, don't get me wrong, whether it's the right decision or not to ignore it, I think Arsenal is correct. But I do think Arteta has been a hypocrite because, he was talking about mistakes before and just said, I hope that they correct it, but we're going to take the win, all that kind of thing. But other than that, man, do you reckon it's an overstatement, or do you reckon it's just like, do you think it's justified?
No, he was well within his right, but the thing is, the problem with this is clubs will only start coming out when it happens to them. If we want to combat this, we have to come together. But for me, tribalism will always prevail. Like, let's be honest. That if one of your rivals has an unjust decision, because it could affect you, you're not really going to stick up for them. And this is why I think this problem is going to happen time and time again down the season. But Arsenal were, I wouldn't say they were right in doing what they did, but they just feel like they wanted to be fair. I don't really even know. I don't really even care.
Well, your club did it.
I mean,
our situation is completely different. They weren't clear and obvious. Our one was outright. You saw it.
No, it is, yeah. I was looking at a man, Arteta, as much as he had every right. He had every right, yeah, to come out and complain and that, yeah. I'm looking at a man that was rattled by that performance. Yeah, I'm looking at. What do you mean pause? That's not pause. That's not pausable.
To be fair, it would have been paused if you paused before you said the second bit. So yeah, you're right. No pause.
But we've
I will clip it. To be clear, I will clip it.
I was looking at a man that's feeling the pressure of these poor results. Yeah, because they've lost 2 games in a row now. Yeah, and the big reason of that against West Ham, they didn't create nothing. Yeah. They didn't create nothing against West Ham, and they came up against Newcastle, and again they had 1 shot on target and didn't create nothing. So from his reaction, I know he's frustrated, but to me, the overarching picture of this year is that he was looking like a man that's under pressure by these results right now. I'll be real, because the main thing that they need to focus on, yeah, as much as they feel that they were done dirty, they need to focus on their team creating better chances for them.
They still had 22 minutes to get a goal. They still had.
Do you know what I'm saying? They still had 22 minutes. Even before the decisions, they weren't playing this fluid football. Do you know what I mean? They're looking at Havertz as one of their better players, and he wasn't even all of that. That goes to show you what yesterday's performance was. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what they need to focus on. Every team gets done up. Every team gets done dirty. We know this. Do you know what I'm saying? We know this. Yeah, you don't need to focus on your team instead of these decisions because that's what lost you the game. It wasn't VAR, right? So you don't need to pack it in it. You're not this team that you think you are, like I've been saying. That's all it is right now. And anyhow, Arsenal end up in a top 4 scrap. That's all I'm gonna say about that one, bro. Anyhow, these men end up in a top 4 scrap.
Nah, I can't even lie. Nah, I'm backing Don on this one. I'm backing Don on this one because all year, all season, we heard, and at the start of the year is second best team in the league, second best team in the league. This year, we're gonna go take it, see. And Daps, I mean, you heard it just a month ago, man. When they beat you, they pretty much won the title. I thought the title was already done. Like I thought it was already over. So this Arsenal fans, I'm not here to hear it. Cry me a river, keep it coming, man. It's just it's gonna keep going. Every team it happens. Whenever it's Arsenal, it's the worst thing in the world. Everyone talks about it for weeks. It's the biggest thing that's happening in football. But whenever it's another team, it's just move on. Next week we've got another game. Like it is what it is. You just got to play. So forget all of that. Arsenal's downfall is it's lovely to see.
Do you know what my thing on it is? For years that was the Arsenal thing. I've got a lot of friends who are Arsenal fans, and it would always be when they didn't get results, moaning about the decisions, right? And then last season, remember when they beat Bournemouth, right? When they beat Bournemouth, when they came from 2-0 down to beat Bournemouth, remember we did a show the day after, and Igal came on talking about decisions. And I said, Igal, do you know what? I said, Arsenal are now better than that. You won the game. So you know what? Decisions sometimes don't go your way, but if you really want to compete, you can't wait for decisions to go your way. Yeah,
you know what Igal said. That you know what Igal said.
Hold on. Let me finish. You have to go and get it done by any means, because there will be games where you need to get it done by any means. Now, I feel the Liverpool one against Tottenham, like that had a few decisions go against them, and that's. But if I'm being real with the Arsenal one, I get Arteta's frustrations. Absolutely, it's straight after the game. Yeah, he's lost 3 points and he's been asked a question, and Arteta's a vocal person. But I think to come out like the Arsenal statement afterwards is a little bit like, and even more, like I said at the start, to be saying, but we've got to salute the players for their effort. Nah. The effort is they had maybe 1 or 2 decisions, but really and truly one main decision, the goal that went against them. Yeah. If they would have played better, that wouldn't have mattered. Right. It wasn't like it wouldn't have mattered. Their players yesterday, and it's deflecting a bit, talk on it, but ultimately don't praise your players because that performance was not good enough from your players yesterday. Like if you're going to be in a title race, your players are going to have to perform better than that. They are.
He feels sick. He feels sick.
Yeah. I don't feel sick about Liverpool and Luton.
Of course you do.
I don't feel sick about that, man. What are you gonna say, George? Before I wrap up?
Nah, do you know? I don't even want to keep getting on to Arsenal.
I got a message for Don from once. By the way, do you want to hear it?
Go true.
It is D-Day today. You have Man City
next week.
Yeah,
that's next week.
Quickly, let's speak about yours club. Denmark, gonna get the job done.
Wait, against who?
Denmark, Copenhagen.
Denmark, you know.
I'll say Denmark. I'll say you're traveling to. That's what I meant.
And look, and that's been never a foul. And we move, and I'm supposed. Wait, when's it? It's on the shoot. It's on a Wednesday. Some rivals. Oh my god, I'm gonna get packed in. Oh, I'm gonna get packed in. And never mind. We'll be there. We'll see.
We will be there.
We'll be there. Big up Don, big up George, big up Roms, big up Daps. And back tomorrow afternoon with Joe, Ches, and somebody else, Potts. Yeah, Potts. So yeah, in a bit.